Whoa, what's up everyone? Welcome to the channel. Thank you as always for being here, for joining me on this wonderful, wonderful day. Today we are going to listen to Yello. We're going to listen to the first track off of the 1987 album, 1 Second, which is going to be La Habanera, which isn't that just a pepper? I think it is. Let me make sure before we go any further. Hold on, Spanish to English translation. Just let me put it in here really quick just to make sure. And hold on. Control C, Control V. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, I'm messing this up. I need to reverse it, don't I? Okay, anyways, hold on. Before I get into that, this particular album really has been recommended by Saturine Bear. So, Mr. Bear, thank you so much for the recommendation. I'm not promising the whole album. I'm just taking the first track. So a lot of times people ask me to do a whole album, and listen, I'm not ready for the commitment. I can't commit to a whole album, but I do at least want to, do a song before anything. So, anyways, when I translate Habanera, it just comes across Habanera. So there's that. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll give it a whirl. I've never heard of the band, so this would be a totally first listen, totally new to me. Let's talk about it after. Let's go. Party vibe.
This is Habanera. The night before the revolution, the Carlos Romero combo placed a symphony for Latin piano, popping chords and blasting bullets. La Habanera dances in the streets, and like every night, Pedro Camacho sells peanuts outside the Tropicana Club.
This is interesting. Little trill. Those synth horns are kind of nice. Interesting. Huh. I like how that starts deep and then gets higher and more synthy as it comes in.
Rocco Macho, the former informer of the secret police, is still standing outside the club. Pretending to be blind, he watches the last plane to Miami disappearing in a fading purple sky. Now he knows he has been left behind.
Sorry. A lot of different sounds coming in. Very diverse.
La Habanera, she dances on the street tonight. La Habanera, she is ready for the fight.
Okay. Was that a little bit of a ABWH there at the end with John going? Okay. Anyways. Okay. Yello. Really, really interesting sound that they have going on here. This reminds me of Thomas Dolby in the sense that you're getting that synthy electro pop kind of sound. Not even electro pop. You're getting this electronic sound. But the way that it's used, the melodic way that it's used, the layers of different instrumentation are very organic. It feels like a synthesis of acoustic and electronics. You know, like you have that synth horn that starts off very like horn. It starts off very horny, but then becomes more synthy as it gets higher. So it's boom, 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 bam, 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 bam. Like I really like the way that transforms as it comes in. The groove is I don't exactly know which type of music you would say, and I don't want to necessarily misname, but like a calypso kind of sound. I don't know. Regardless, and even with the lyrics there in front of me, it just kind of puts you in that hot romantic Havana night kind of mood and idea, and scenery as well. And speaking of scenery, the music does a great job of setting it up from the crowd noises, kind of like just overhearing conversation, and then slowly the music comes in. The percussion is a very nice element beneath all of this. I was expecting like a very strong backbeat, just like a boom, 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 because I didn't know where it was going to go. And I thought that might have been like the main catch of the song. But actually the main catch is just the organic way that all the atmosphere was built in creating these surroundings and kind of putting you in the place. You had some narration that was going on by a male, a deep voiced male. And then you had some female, just kind of like singing into the wind, creating the sway along with the music, along with the rhythm. And I thought that all of that felt really nice. Now here's a problem for me. There's no personnel listed on the album, like for the Wikipedia article, which usually there is. So I have no idea I don't even know the band. So I like to see names and like say, oh, this person's doing this person's doing that, and it's really cool how they come together. But I don't know who's doing what. So I'm just looking at the main Wikipedia article for the band Yello. They are a Swiss electronic music band, which formed in Zurich in 1979. Zurich is an amazing city. I love Zurich. Ooh, so cool over there. When we were in Switzerland, in Zurich, we were there for the Zurich Fest. Oh, so cool. They had jets going over, a big party. Anyways, it was just really cool. So I can't say who's on this album, but the two main members are Dieter Meyer and Boris Blank. And then there is a founding member, Carlos Perron, who left in 1983. This album was created in 1987, so he was gone. So I'm assuming it was Dieter and Boris who are on this album. Looking at what they do play, it says that Boris does keyboard, sampling, percussion, and backing vocals, and then Dieter does vocals and lyrics as well. So I guess that all of the sounds that are in here are probably electronic, maybe they did incorporate acoustic instruments and then either looped them or whatever, because it does sound very organic. And that's what I mean, like it reminded me of Dolby, because yeah, his music's primarily electronic, but he does incorporate a lot of real instruments in as well. But it just has this really nice blend between the two, you know? That I think sometimes, not all the time, because electronica in general is a digital-based genre for the most part, but it is cool to hear actual instruments in a genre like electronica. Let's get into these lyrics here. This is Havana the night before the revolution. Carlos Romero Rambo plays the symphony for Latin piano. Popping corks and blasting bullets, La Habanera dances in the streets. And like every night, Pedro Camacho sells peanuts outside the Tropicana Club. So even lyrically, kind of like I said, you do get a perfect sense of theme and place. Listening to the sounds and then actually hearing the lyrics being read. Don't ask me why. Life is one day. La Habanera, she dances on the street at night. La Habanera, she is ready for a fight. Pedro Camacho, the former informer of the secret police, is still standing outside the club. Pretending to be blind, he watches the last plane to Miami disappearing in a flaming purple sky. Now he knows he has been left behind. So perhaps it says he's the informer of the secret police. So, I'm assuming there's a betrayal in there. He's an informant. And then when he sees this plane leaving to Miami, perhaps he's realizing he's been left behind, that he's been betrayed in a sense. Maybe he made a deal with someone, and that deal was rescinded as the plane went. Don't ask me why. Life is one day. La Habanera, she dances under the streetlights. So obviously this also is going to have some historical reference to the history of Havana in Cuba, which I do not know the in-depth knowledge to really dive into, but you can definitely get a sense of that here reading the lyrics. So Saturine Bear, thank you so much for the recommendation. I think that this was a really cool track, a great intro track as well, because it really does create a perfect setting. Where the rest of the album goes, who knows, but let me know your thoughts on this particular track in the comments down below. You can follow me down there. You can support the channel on Patreon. Follow me on Twitter. I think I said everything. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Thank you as always for being here, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.